Stop! So, there goes a deer. You just missed it, but I got my dog to stop chasing it. You can see her. She's right there. She might actually let us pass by and see her. She's just sitting right there. I'm gonna have to... This is very cool, guys. Welcome, good morning, happy Monday. We're just gonna chill and walk past. You see her back there? She's back there. I told you, this was a magical place, man. I ended up landing here by accident, I think. Maybe God realized I needed to heal after all these years. Maybe that's why. There she goes. Kind of a cool way to start a Monday, huh? You know, funny thing is, that's kind of how faith happens. That's kind of how... Oh, man, that's beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous to see this. Look at that. She is gorgeous. Wow. So, you know, and that's the funny thing about faith and meditation and prayer and connecting to the source, to God, to everyone simultaneously, if that even makes sense. It's very subtle, and it's usually, at least the first time it happened with me, it caught me off guard. It was so natural, the connection I had made with this woman I had been dating. The chemistry was there, and I caught her betraying me before she did. And that's kind of how subtle it was. I knew something was off just by interacting with her after I had meditated one day. It was very strange, very subtle. And the connection was broken. And in a metaphorical way, the deer has gone. That's how subtle it is. Once it's there, it's there. It's right in your face. You know it. You can feel it. There's a song lyric in a country song that just came out about everybody's had a dog that they loved like a brother. I love this dog more than I loved any of my brothers, and I had 3. You know, as tenuous, as real as this is, it's not. We are spiritual beings caught up in a corporeal matrix. I tried to express that to my mom on the last day that we talked. And it was 3 days before she died. And I happened to be feeding her a meal that probably caused her death. How would you like to have to fucking live with that kind of fucking noise in your mind? See, my mom had coronary heart disease. And she loved to eat. She was obesely overweight. She was grossly, what do you call it? Morbidly obese. That's what my mom was. She had a huge heart, but she loved to eat. And she ate because she was depressed, and she was depressed because her life, a beautiful life she had, raising all these kids, in the end turned to kind of shit. Because she was so into religion that her my siblings didn't want to go near her half the time. And honestly, the way she talked about religion kind of pushed me away. But I get it. I mean, I get it after all these years and shit. And the real point I'm trying to get to is this physical. And what I told her when she asked me what I thought happened after you die, I told her that, science proves it. It proves that energy and matter, the basic building blocks, the first law of thermodynamics, clearly states. And we all know that what laws men honor, so will God in heaven, in the kingdom. The first law of thermodynamics clearly states that energy and matter can neither be created nor destroyed. They can only be transferred from one container into another container, or transformed from one form into another. Okay, so what does that mean concerning human existence, you might be asking yourself? What in the fuck are you trying to get to, Jim? Let me tell you something. It's the illusion. In the Matrix, they talk about residual self-image, and think about your own perception of who you are if you're older. It's not the person you see in the mirror. I know that guy doesn't look anything like the guy I keep thinking I am. Then again, I was cursed at the age of 17 by a woman who told me that I should never let anybody change who I am. I swear to you, as God is my witness, I think that's caused me to be stuck as a 17-year-old spirit trapped in the body of, I'm not sure what the fuck I am anymore. But my point being, that container that our spirit is in. Okay, let's break the human existence down to the basics. And honestly, trust me when I tell you this, as my mother consumed the salty, it was rotisserie chicken from a barbecue, and it was seasoned with buck seasoning. Look it up. There's enough salt in buck seasoning to kill a fucking moose, a healthy moose. And I have had to live with that fact for 15 years. That the last meal I fed my mother, that I got to share a last beer with my dad, and I'm sure that helped him along his journey. And I am eternally grateful to God that I was allowed to share a beer with my father on his last day. But in the case of my mother, it kind of compensates, because in reality, the meal I fed her probably caused her heart to stop working. She had a problem with fluid retention, and so much salt probably caused her heart to fucking malfunction. At some point, it was coronary heart disease. So, my point being, to compensate, I guess, God allowed me the opportunity to help my mom into the next life, into whatever awaits us all after we die. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror,